This is your feedback for your pre-production section for EPL. It's now the Wednesday following the second deadline, which was for the pre-production section to be completed. You already had a video a week ago which was looking through your development work, which found that there was a substantial amount of work missing, in some cases completely, not just incomplete, but not posted at all. So I'm going to go back and look through where we were at to justify those decisions. So under our crew profiles, so we've got some photos here in the videos. Okay, good. Liz's section's done on there now. Okay, so that section is now relatively complete. On our home page, we still need to have our summer trailers, unless you've put them under there. Oh, you've put them there, that's fine. Okay, good. So let's go to summer trailers and have a quick look. So we've got that. Good, there's the evaluation, excellent. If we go to concepts and treatment, so I've got panaches, which was there, I've got this one, and then I've got that one there, so there's 3. Good. If we now go to treatment, so that's the treatment, is this top one here by the looks of it. Okay, so let's look through. Okay, so again, the treatment is incomplete, it doesn't talk about influences, it doesn't talk about the age rating from what I can see, or the target audience that's on there. So again, once again, I'll direct you back to our examples, Jump Scare or Terror House. If we look at their treatment, you can see how the stuff is covered here. So we've got the working title, symbolic codes, the narrative, the concept itself, feedback, the inspirations, the target audience, and the subgenre. So this is still incomplete. So looking at this against the mark criteria, we are looking obviously at level 2, which is the kind of D and E grades for this at the moment. Okay, moving on then. So we're now looking at the horror genre research section, which was incomplete last time. So we've got our stock characters one, we've got our iconic horrors, we've got iconic films. If we just look through this, good, that's quite good. We've got our film crits put on here now, good, so this is much better. Excellent. Yeah, and we've got our analyses of Cabin in the Woods that Esther and Panache have put on. Liz, you are still yet to put yours on. Okay, now looking at the textual analysis section, which is very bare. So on this, all I've got is some pictures. There is no analysis as of yet of the 12. So there should be analysis of a substantial amount of films on here. The other thing that's missing is there is no poster analysis or analysis of any of the magazines. So that's a huge section that's missing, and again is really going to eat into your grade. So once again, we're really at that kind of D, I suppose we're at the sort of D plus section, because not all the texts have been researched. So we're now 5 weeks in, and we are still substantially behind. Okay, looking at the pre-production, which comes after the production for some reason, so they need moving around because you've put these top ones in the wrong order, so you need to rework that. If we go through and look at the print design work, first of all, there is nothing on there, so there is no work on the print design. We are now over the deadline. It was last Friday, so we have no research into the posters or the magazines, and now we have no layouts. So the pencil studies, once again I'll refer you back to the exemplar we're looking at. Our development section, which you can click on at any time, should have textual analysis, analysis of posters. There you go, analysis of posters. It should also have, once again, analysis of magazine front covers. Once again, there they are, and they've used ThingLink to make it an attractive presentation. If we go to the pre-production, what yours should look like right now is I should have a bunch of inspirations on your poster. I should then have pencil studies, 4 of them for your poster, or 3 because you're in a group of 3. And then I should have the digital drafts completed using the images from today's makeup session. And then we have the same thing here for magazines. So again, I'm missing a substantial amount of work here. Going back to your pre-production work then, the deadline last week. So again, nothing for print design, nothing on there. If we look through audience research, we've got our questions and we've got our surveys, very good. We've got some responses, we've got some results here, good, you've got some analysis. So that's a good solid sort of C grade that you've got there. What we would need to do to improve that is we would need to put more reflection and analysis of what the results are actually showing. And the key section, when I click on here, you'll see, is the actual analysis of what they're going to do now. It's this section here. You need a conclusion for each one. So now you know this about the trailer. What decisions are you going to make now on your trailer based on what your target audience said? The other section that needs to be on here, of course, is now you found this out about your magazine, what are some of the decisions you are going to be making moving forward with your magazine? Now that's going to be quite complicated because, of course, you don't have any drafts of your magazine currently. Moving on, we are now looking at the mood boards and the artwork. So with this section, this is panache, this is good, these mood boards look quite nice and you've got some comments about them, so this is good, you've got some typography. So this can be extended out and improved. We're on a sort of C grade with this. This can be extended out and improved very simply just by adding in some exemplars of influences. So if we come down to where their mood boards are, which are down here, you could discuss set design, so how you're going to dress your locations. You could add some sort of things on here, some little bubbles to talk about the themes that are going to raise up all your genre conventions, and the most important bit is putting some influences. Where are you getting these ideas of your mood boards from? What films? Put the trailers in and put a little bit of commentary. I think this is quite an important bit as well, about your themes, subtext, the underlying message about what your film is about. So what are you drawing in on here? Okay, but that's a pretty good piece of work there. It can be improved again with some influences for each of these things that you're talking about, where you're getting them from, and be clear about which specific films you're getting them from. If we look at the storyboard and the animatic, so we should have some videos on here now, which I don't have. I don't have a storyboard, I don't have an animatic, and I can't see where else they would have been put. This is camera work, which is under production, but we haven't started that, so yeah, I wouldn't expect that to be there. So currently, again, the work is incomplete. If we look at the horror blog itself for our mark scheme, which is the most recent post on here at the moment, we can see that research and planning may be incomplete. Basic research into similar products and a target audience. Well, you don't really tell me who your target audience is. So if you look at this, there's no work whatsoever on drafting and there's no storyboard. So we can't really even consider that basic. We would consider that minimal. So you are actually here between these two levels. Time management may not be good. Well, if we're not consistently hitting deadlines, then time management is poor. So you're kind of on the border between a level 1, which is a U, and a level 2, which is an E, and a D is the higher end. So overall, I'd say balancing up, there's a lot of work that's incomplete. We're on the kind of border of an E still. So that's a pity, because obviously last week your grade was also an E. So there needs to be a substantial amount more work done, and my concern here is that you're still not, as a team, doing the 4 hours required each. The final deadline, as you know, for this is the week beginning the 30th of October, so you have a substantial amount of work left to do and a substantial amount of work to catch up on if you are hoping to achieve your minimum expected grades.